Hi everyone, and welcome to this video about getting clarity about education. Now, the aim of this video is for you to create self-awareness, for you to have hopefully some insights about what you want, what you want to achieve in terms of education. It could be your own education, but most likely it will be about the education of your children or your child. So creating self-awareness. Um, One aim of this video as well is for you to be able to define a shared vision. So it will be your vision about what you want from education, what would be the end point, and a shared vision between you and the school, probably also between you and your partner or your spouse, and also definitely a shared vision between you and um, your child, teenager, or maybe a bit older, could be a university as well. And I think it's important that for you and your child to be aligned in what you want, there should be a communication. And obviously, it wouldn't be a coaching style video if there wasn't any action steps, some form of accountability. So, for this video, you obviously can do it alone as you watch this video. You could do it in pairs with both parents um, or caretaker or guardians, I should say. Uh, and also it could be the parent and the child, which I will name the student. What you will need for this video would be a pen, paper, and a drink, I think, tea or coffee, glass of wine, perhaps, your choice, but I'm going to stick to tea and coffee. And also during the video, you might want to pause the video and allow yourself to think and to jot down. So, clarity about education. I think the first one thing that is really important is for you to be heard and understood, for the school to be heard and understood, and for your child to be heard and understood as well. We will spend not too long as well on skills which are valued for the future. We are living in a time, as you know, where everything is changing so quickly thanks to or because of new technologies. And it's important for you and your child and the school to be aware of what skills are valued for the future. And the one thing that I wanted to spend time on is a growth mindset, which really, if you embed a growth mindset in your child or in your students, if you talk to school, it really is a way, I think, to become unstoppable and to try and achieve, to go and achieve your best. So being heard and understood. Now, what you will think of is basically getting the best deal for your child at school. Number two will be about active listening actively to each other, the school and the parents, and actually the child as well, or the student, and also understanding the system. And this goes especially for expatriate parents or expatriate family who often end up putting their child in education which are not necessarily uh, from the same nationality, the same country as they are from. For example, American putting their children in British schools, or Indian parents putting their child in a Canadian system, for example. So it's really important to understand this. Now, the best deal. I will ask you this first question. What is important to you about your child's education? Now you can pause the video and take a minute or two to answer. And what is important to your child? whether your child is a teenager, whether your child is 18 plus, ready to go to university. What is important to him or her? And in what ways are you aligning the two? In what way you are aligning what is important to you and what is important to your child? And lastly, to get the best deal as well, in what ways does the school cater for what is important for you and your child? It is difficult, obviously, for schools to cater for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 students sometimes. Um, and schools do their best, usually, to cater for children the best they can. But it can be helpful for parents and schools to communicate about what is important. So does the school cater for your child and really about what is important to you and him or her? Now, I want to spend some time on active listening. Now, active listening, it's a good thing because it creates a solid communication between the stakeholders, I should say, in parents' evening, parents' consultation evening, or PTAs, parent-teacher association, or just meetings, normal meeting. The solid communication is crucial because we might come sometimes with our own agendas, and because we are so attached to our agenda, it is difficult to listen to the other part. And if you actively listen to the person, then you will understand the other person more deeply. So in order not to be too attached to your agenda, it is a good thing to put it down on paper. Lots of parents do it already. But more importantly, what questions do you want to ask? Right now, what questions would you want to ask the teachers of your children or the lecturers of your of your child? Make a list. And in order to actively listen to someone, you may have to listen, you will have to listen to what they say without thinking of what you are going to say next. And this goes for every communication, for friends between friends, at work, managers, to staff, listening to what the person is truly saying. And for that, you need to not think about what you're going to say next or what you want the other person to see. You have to listen to them. It's tough, but it will bear extremely good fruits, I should say. And D, a good thing in active listening is to repeat what they have said. And whether you use the same words or whether you are paraphrasing, a good thing is to start with what I am hearing here is that, and you continue the sentence with what they said. So try that next time you go to a meeting with teachers or lecturers. That's a good thing. Now, understanding the system. One thing that you need to understand is what qualification will my child gain? What do the components and the modules consist in? Now, if you are, let's say, a British person and you send your child to a British school, then you might know what the child is doing, the GCSE and so on. But if you're from a different nationality or a different educational background, then it will be a good thing for you to understand and to ask about what the qualification is, how important it is, how does that relate to you, to your child, to your plans, or to the child's plans. And which skills are developed in the course? This is a question that you can ask the teachers, or you can ask yourself to see and check if you know it. What is the breadth or the depth of the courses. So for example, in say the French or the South African system, uh, the courses are very broad. It's a lot of knowledge about many different things, whereas the British system is more a few subjects, so not too wide, but very deep into the subject. Lots of research on one particular level. Now, neither is good or bad. It is just different systems. And is it good for you? Is it good for your child? Do you know about it? So it's a good thing as well to ask. And of course, how does it compare to your own qualifications? Because your starting point to understand education is your own background. Now, the skills valid for the future. Oh, we're back. So, the one that schools know about a lot are critical thinking, problem solving, creativity and innovation, adaptability, collaboration, and caring. Most schools nowadays really foster those skills, and it's an extremely good thing because 20 years ago, critical thinking was not so promoted. It was mainly knowledge, problem solving, and that was about it. But now it has developed, which is a good thing. But here are some new skills which are important for you to think of. Working remotely from home, for example, working independently. It doesn't mean alone, but working remotely is something that students have to learn to do nowadays. Less and less people are bound to a desk or to an office, and this is on the rise. Research. Okay, now being able to research again, this is super important. Being able to research the right piece of information, being able to differentiate what is a good information, what is relevant, and what is not, and not taking the first thing that appears on the Google page at the top, but really looking for what is relevant to what you are looking for. Now, this is a skill that children must develop. Mastering video, written, and audio message. Now, more and more nowadays, whether it's for business or education or any domain of professional expertise, being able to master those is definitely on the rise. Being able to communicate using different platforms and different ways of communicating, basically. Public speaking, this one also is on the rise. So whether it's a video or whether it's talking to a large audience or talking to a small team, public speaking is something that must be developed. Large audience conversation. So less and less nowadays we see speeches like politician speeches, but it's more nowadays a conversation with an audience, a bit like the TED Talks. The TED Talks or the TEDx Talks are extremely successful nowadays because this is the new type of communication to communicating to a large audience. A new skill is coffee conversation. So being able to talk about something professional, some business, let's say, or education, but in a less formal manner, however, still impactful. Being able to socialize, but with an aim in mind. This is something as well that will create a larger network for your child, for your students in the future. Also, learning the basics of everything is extremely important. Not having to call for help, but basically learning the basics of mastering something at a basic level in order for you to apply that knowledge. This is extremely important as well. And problem setting. Now, we are big on problem solving, but problem setting is defining what problem to solve. And this is a key to business as well. We are going now into mindset, so growth mindset, or how to be unstoppable. Now, it is extremely important as a parent that you are aware of what growth and fixed mindsets are. So in a fixed mindset, a fixed mindset believe that basic qualities like intelligence, talent are simply fixed traits. Whereas basically you are either intelligent or not. You are good at art or you're not. You are good at languages or you're not. And this obviously is not true. Spend time documenting intelligence or talent instead of developing them. So this is saying that someone is intelligent, and we look back on what the person has done that shows that he or she is intelligent. And this is fixed. It's in the past. It is achieved. That shows intelligence. As true as it sounds, it is not something that will help the child or the adults develop skills for the future. And talent alone creates success without effort. Now, we know nowadays that hard work is key. Effort is key, not talent, or not just talent. A growth mindset, or how to be unstoppable. In a growth mindset, you believe that basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work and resilience. Nothing is impossible. This is where you start. Brains and talents are just the starting point. Yes, someone can be good at something to start with, but things can be developed. Whether you're good at art, you can be better. You're not so good at languages, you can become very good at languages if you find the right way to learn them, the right way for you, the right amount of time to develop, your right motivation. And this view creates a love of learning and a resilience that is essential for great accomplishment. I'm not going to give you examples, but sports people, business people have applied resilience in order to accomplish whatever they have accomplished. So growth mindset. For your child, when you praise your child or someone, it could be staff as well, you should praise the effort and thinking that brought the result consistently. You should avoid, "Oh, well done, you are so smart." This is a fixed mindset kind of praise, which means that the next time if the child or if the staff doesn't achieve the thing that he or she was supposed to achieve, it means that she or he is not smart. And that will create a psychological conflict in the person's thinking. You should prefer, "Oh wow, how did you figure that out? I really like how you push yourself there. Explain, show me how you did it." Now, this is the way to praise, but also you can even consolidate the understanding, your child or the staff understanding, and your understanding of the matter. And pushing yourself, obviously, is a value that you should instill in your child and your staff. So, as we are finishing this video, what are your biggest takeaways for today? The questions at the beginning, the recommendation of a growth mindset, the values, the valued skills for the future. What are your biggest takeaways? What action step do you need to take, or action steps do you need to take? If you need to do something, what would it be? Do you need to have a conversation with your partner or your spouse? Do you need to have a conversation with the school? Do you need to have a conversation with your child? What do you need to talk about? In a constructive manner and with active listening. And what is your time frame for these action steps? Put them on a calendar and decide when you want to do them, as this will help you have the conversation, answer the questions, and do whatever you need to do to promote success. Now, I am on Facebook, Alex Mercedes Coaching. So I am a coach. Um, Also, merci Alex. Merci Alex. That's my Instagram account. But you can find me on Alex Mercedes as well. And if you're watching this video, that you are obviously on YouTube. I do online coaching for parents and for individual as well. And my aim is to empower people to uncover their brilliance, because I really believe that everyone has so much potential within them, that it's such a shame that we are limited by some beliefs or some other things. Um, so check those pages out, leave a comment, give me some feedback. If there is anything else you would like me to make a video about in terms of education or anything else, please let me know, and I would be more than happy to make another video of the sort. Let's have a conversation, and thank you very much. Bye bye. Au revoir.